Hi, welcome back. So I'd like to speak a little bit about hauntings and how to know whether your house is haunted or not. And I've basically made a list of signs of a haunted home. But before I read the list, I just want to start off by saying that if you suspect that your house is in fact haunted, it's important to establish whether that spirit is good or bad, because not all spirits are bad, obviously, and you need to figure out what that spirit wants from you, whether you do it through the help of a spiritual healer or a priest or someone along those lines. But you need to first of all find out if it's a good or bad entity, and find out what it wants and why it can't find peace. But you know, sometimes spirits just linger for other reasons. Sometimes it could be that someone died in the home that you're occupying at the moment and they just are refusing to leave. Or it could be a loved one or a helper spirit just lingering and trying to help you in some way. So I've made the list of signs of a haunted home, and I'm just going to start by reading them all out, and I'll explain them a little bit as well. So the first sign, of course, is unexplained noises. So if you are sitting in your bedroom and you suddenly hear a crash in the kitchen and a chair's just fallen over, or you know, cutlery's just fallen to the ground, something like that, bumps, knocks, any strange noises that don't really sound like it could be coming from a place in your house. Like if you, I don't know, if you hear music and you don't have a radio on, or you don't own any musical instruments, or you hear a piano playing and you don't own a piano, something like that, that is definitely a sign. I'll speak a little bit more about music later. Then the second sign is cold spots or a sudden drop in temperature. So that's a very obvious sign and a very sure sign of almost all haunted houses. You will suddenly just feel like the air's got very cold, suddenly, without a real explanation, without air conditioners being on, without windows being left open. You'll be maybe sitting there by yourself, just having a nice cup of tea, and then suddenly you'll get the chills, you'll get the shivers all over your body, and then you will know that there's something dodgy going on. Number 3, disembodied voices. Especially if you have a child, a little one in the house, telling you that they heard someone calling them, saying their name, and there's no one in the house but you. That's a bit creepy. If you hear like laughter, crying, just strange voices coming from nowhere in particular, then that's a sure sign of a haunting. Number 4, changes in the atmosphere of a room or a home. And that goes hand in hand with moodiness and depression. So if you're living with someone like a husband or a partner, and that person's mood suddenly has changed, like especially if you've just moved into a new home, and maybe the person used to be so upbeat and lively and energetic, and then you've just moved into this new home and suddenly this person's whole demeanor has changed. They suddenly have become depressed and withdrawn and gloomy, like they don't want to get out of bed. They're very moody, they're very quick to snap, they may be aggressive, things like that. That could indicate that there is some spiritual activity going on there, some paranormal activity. Then number 5, objects disappearing and reappearing in your home. And when they do reappear, they often reappear in strange places. You'll be looking for your car keys or the TV remote or your hairbrush or just something like jewelry, and you know for a fact that you only ever leave this object that's missing in one very specific spot. But you've looked all over the house and you just can't seem to find it anywhere, and then someone comes and says, oh, look what I found in the dustbin, or look what I found in the wardrobe, or look what I found behind the TV cabinet, something really strange like that. I mean, that's happened to me a couple of times already. So I'm not going to talk too much about my home specifically, but my home does have some activity going on, as you guys will know from watching my videos. I've captured a lot of orbs and things that very closely resemble fairies in the upstairs bedroom. Anyhow, number 6, animals or pets behaving oddly. So if you see your cats specifically, just staring at nothing in particular, or dogs barking at nothing, or what seems like nothing, animals just acting very scared when they were never scared before. Number 7, strange scents, strong odors, bad smells coming from nowhere, especially if you had a relative who really loved perfume, for instance, and you suddenly smell that familiar perfume scent. Or maybe someone who used to be a smoker and nobody in your home smokes, but there's suddenly this overwhelming smell of tobacco coming from nowhere. Then number 8, technological issues. We all know that if you see lights flickering, TVs, radios switching on and off by themselves, then that's a sure sign of a haunting. Then number 9, feeling like you're not alone, feeling like you're being watched, feeling like there's just something or someone in your space. And then number 10, seeing figures, shapes or orbs either directly or captured on camera. Like I said, I've captured quite a few images, quite a few videos of orbs, small and big, and then things that I believe could be fairies. So please, if you haven't looked at my previous videos, please do have a look, because I feel like it's evidence. It really is evidence that you can't just chuck, you know. You have to kind of really either fake it, or I don't know, you have to be a real expert to fake that kind of footage, because I don't honestly know how you can fake it. Especially the videos about fairies on my channel. I don't know how anyone can say that is not something supernatural or paranormal. You'll see that the shape of it and the color of it and the fact that it looks like little bright lights just flying, it's unlike anything normal or unlike anything physical. It's definitely some or other spiritual entity, and it's definitely not an insect, a dragonfly or a butterfly or some weird thing like that. But have a look at my previous footage and decide for yourself if you haven't had a look at it already. And thank you very much for watching my video. I'll do a separate video sometime about my home specifically and the signs that I've noticed within my home and why I believe that my home is definitely haunted. It's nothing bad though. I haven't felt any dread or any real threat from these entities. I've struggled to actually figure out whether the energies or entities are male or female, but I feel like it's not anything malevolent, so I'll do a separate video on that. But thanks very much for watching, and I hope you guys are all staying safe amidst all the chaos, and it's bye for now from me.